All right, what's up, fam? So today we have a package that came in, one that I didn't expect for at least another month, I guess. If you know already, I do have PSS Saber M110 clone. They're 308. I want to call it my DMR rifle. But I also have a Springfield M1A precision rifle in 6.5 Creedmoor. And so with both of those, I couldn't decide what optics I wanted to go with. So I decided to, do a lot of research, but I figured I was going to end up spending a whole bunch of money to get one. And so I knew it was going to take a while for me to get one, especially the fact that I kept buying guns. So that's why I haven't bought a gun in a little while, is because I was saving up to get some optics. And then I was watching a lot of Texas Plinkings videos, and he kept coming up with an optic company that I never heard of before. Because you know the regular ones, Vortex, Night Force, Primary Arms, all that. And I was going to go with Primary Arms. But he kept coming up with Arken. So I went back and watched all his videos talking about Arken. Then I went and watched other YouTubers that talked about Arken. Then I went on the Arken Facebook page and some other stuff to go look. And they seem to have great quality optics for a very, very affordable price. Now, we're not talking about $60 scopes on Amazon. They still cost a pretty penny in some cases, but they are way cheaper and better built quality than what the price says. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and upgrade both of my optic, or get both optics. So for you here, let's see here, Arken Optics. This is my first one. I believe this one's for the PSA Saber, just because I'm looking at the length of them. Ooh. So this one right here is the 6-24. I don't know if you can see it. 6-24, 50 millimeter. Yeah, this one's for the PSA Saber. And I figure I would do this. This would be a lot easier than me recording an actual video on it. Of course, I don't have my guns on me, so I'm not gonna be able to mount them and do a full review of each one. This is just gonna be my initial impressions of it, but the quality of it, I can already tell. Like, you talk about military grade stuff, even though us in the military, we laugh every time y'all say military grade, because military grade for us is by the cheapest. You have a certain standard that you want, and whoever can provide that standard at the lowest price, that's military grade. So that doesn't mean it's the best that's available, but a lot of people act like military grade is. But this is it. Of course, I'll take this off in a minute, but oh man, the quality of it is nice. It is a very nice quality, honestly. Eye relief is actually a decent size, or a different distance. The glass appears to be very, very clear. I wish I could show that to you on here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. You're not. I might have to figure out a way to do this recording for you guys. But as far as the top turret, oh yeah, you hear that? You hear the clickiness of it? That's the top turret. That's the elevation turret. Let's see, windage. Yep, you hear it, so you know you're doing it. And I got mines in mils. I didn't go MOA. I went mils because I'm military. I'm used to mils. Why would I do MOA? But looking through this, glass itself is really, really good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do some long distance looks here in the future. I got a guy next to me in his car. He's just staring the fuck out of me. I don't know why. You know, some people are just nosy as hell. But yeah, so that's the 24. That was nice. That was real nice. I actually like that. Let's see here. Let's move on to the next one, because it's starting to get hot as hell in here. And also before old nosy over here decides to get out his vehicle and come talk to me while I'm in the middle of recording. And then they just released something new, honestly, and I happened to get one. And again, so a lot of people talk about it takes a while to get things from Arken Optics, especially if they don't have it in stock, but this came in within 4 weeks, and they said a lead time of 6 to 8 weeks, so I'm extremely happy. But here you go, 7 to 35. So big boy, I can feel the weight of it, and this will be going on the M1A precision rifle. Oh yeah, this is stickers and everything. Depending on how they perform, I'm probably gonna be an Arken fanboy. Oh, the packaging for this is better because it's way more secure than the older versions, but I'm not gonna take everything off this time like I did the other time. All right, I'll just take off these. Oh man, and I have throw levers and everything else for them already, so I had ordered that and it came in. But this is the 7 to 35. Oh, that is right about there is the eye relief. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if he's still in my business. Probably not. So about right there is the perfect eye relief. And then this as well, clicky as well. You hear it. Windage, same thing, right? You have your adjustments from infinity at 500. You have your parallax, you have everything to it. But the build quality of these are solid. These are solid. And I've seen people do drop tests on them and everything, and they held up just as good as optics that are like $2,000. Now, I'm not saying it's as good as a $2,000 optic, but I just, my rationale for it is this. We've had some great snipers over the years. Something I didn't tell y'all before, but I was actually picked out of my unit to attend anti-sniper course for the Air Force. I know some of y'all ain't gonna believe me. I'm gonna call bullshit. But the requirement was for you had to have a score of 100 on your last 3 PT tests, and you had to have a marksmanship on your M4, M16 for the last 3 attempts that you had. And so I have been shooting marksman on M16 and M4. I didn't start off shooting well. Like, I sucked. When I first joined the military, I couldn't hit shit. I barely qualified. I don't even know how I got in security forces because of it. I could not shoot to save my life. But eventually when I was in Montana, I had a cattleman instructor who actually sat down with me. I don't know his name. It was so long ago. I'm not going to tell you my age, but it was a long time ago. But he actually sat down with me and worked on my fundamentals of shooting. And I had almost got marksman that next class. But after that, working on those fundamentals, I was getting marksman every time I shot. I got marksman at 9mm as well. But then they stopped counting that. I guess some people got mad because they couldn't get it. But yeah, so I started getting marksman every time. And then I was always good until I hurt my back at PT. Like, I'm always tops when it comes to running. I ran track in high school. I went to state, and I placed fourth with a 4x4 relay, and I was the last leg. You already know if you're the last leg for any relay, you are the best on your team. So, and I was first leg for 4x8, last leg for 4x4, and third leg for 4x1. And then I ran the open 400. And this is with no nutrition, eat like shit, barely eating because my family was poor. Like, we weren't poor. We had money to live in a nice house. We just didn't have enough money to afford. You know, we made too much money to get free lunch, but not enough money to provide proper lunches. So both my parents worked all the time. But anyway, back to the story. So yeah, so it was two of us out of a unit of 100. I think we had 150. I was a UDM at the time, unit deployment manager. And so I was in charge of manning and stuff like that, keeping up with manning and all that, who was able to deploy, who wasn't, even though I'm still deployed there in those times myself. But out of 150, between 130 and 150 people in that unit, that was all security forces and a couple comm people we had. It was only two of us picked, me and at the time, Staff Sergeant Glass. I can't remember. I didn't go because I got approved for a retrain, and that's how I went into emergency management. So that's the reason why I didn't go to the school. Glass didn't go to the school. He was a CADM instructor, but he was in shape as well. And Glass didn't go. I want to say Glass didn't go because either he was getting out the military or he had orders. And the thing that some of y'all don't know is what sucks is having orders to go somewhere, is because when you go to a new unit, the new unit doesn't know you, so they treat you like shit. So if you have ordered, like say he got picked for the school and he was supposed to go to school, his new unit wasn't going to let him go to the school. It's just the way it's weird how it is, but that's just how it is in the military. Like, it sucks, honestly, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so it's plenty of times I always think back to what would have happened if I wouldn't have retrained, if I'd have stayed in security forces. I think my career would have went better, would have lasted longer. I don't know if I would have been afforded the same opportunities, because being emergency management allowed me to go to Australia, it allowed me to go to Italy, it allowed me to go to Korea on many of occasions. It was a bug, sorry. But rank wise, I knew I would have ranked up faster. I mean, I knew the job. I worked missile fields. I mean, I was the unit deployment manager. Like, I had all that down packed, so I had the information. So I think I'd have been good on that front, but I don't think I'd have been afforded the same opportunities. And then plus, I was PRP, so more than likely, they probably would have sent me back to the missile field again, which wouldn't have bothered me because I loved Montana. I always say that was my best assignment that I had, other than my special duty assignment, because of the people, because of the job, the expectations of you, the standards. That job right there had, like, we trained to the Army Ranger handbook. We held people accountable. It was no bullshit when it came to that, like, at all. And that was the last form of military outside of special ops that still had military or still held on to the old SOC, those who know SOC ways of handling things. Well, I say SAC. It was SAC actually, but those who know. Those days were the days, and I got in when I came in. SAC had ended, but not in the missile field. It didn't. It was still going on there, just so you know. But anyway, so Arken Optics, gotta thank them for that, getting this out as soon as possible. I thought I was gonna go to a different state for a whole another month and then finally get a notification that they were in and then come back here to pick them up. This means I don't have to come back over here for it at all. I wanted to order these when I had the chance, even though I'm not home, but it'll give me a chance to actually play around with them, everything like that. I've never shot long range precision before. So I'm telling you that right now. Again, I did well in the military when it came to shooting my M4, my M16s. I got marksman on that many a times. I have the paperwork to prove it, and I was always good at PT. So again, I was picked to 2 out of 100, we'll say 130. I want to say it was more like 150, but 130 to go to the anti-sniper course for the Air Force. And again, I got picked for a retrain, so I didn't accept it, and I left and took my retrain, which they tried to cancel on me. And luckily my chief sent some information to some other chiefs, and even though some of them other chiefs were being some bitches, y'all, some of y'all motherfuckers, y'all don't understand. The military, they eat their own, especially when it comes to security forces. I know there's a whole nother rant. I should be doing a podcast for this or whatever. But my chief showed me, and at the time I was only a staff sergeant, he showed me the emails from everybody. And every chief on there was like, because it pretty much was saying, oh, suck it up, buttercup, right? Your retrain got canceled, so what? Like, and if you got a problem with it, get out. Didn't even know me from a hill of beans. Not even taking the thought process of my chief sending it up to see what can happen. Like, can somebody help me out? Because I was worth, and I was an asset to the military, and I should stay. Chief White, till this day, I love you for that. And they still blew it off. And it was Chief, I want to say it was a Chief Rust. He was the top chief at the time, and he said, no, y'all promised him a retrain. Y'all approved his retrain. He was scheduled for a retrain. So put it back. Give him back his retrain. And I got my retrain back. So Chief White, thank you again. The other one, Chief, I'm thinking it's Chief Russ, but I could be wrong. That was back in 06, 07. It's a long time ago. So thank you for that as well. And I look forward to this. Of course, I'm gonna do all the studying I can when it comes to long-range precision shooting. I've already watched a whole bunch of videos, YouTube videos, stuff like that. But I need to mess around with the optics, get used to it, everything like that. Zero them at 100 meters. And then I want to take a long-range precision course. They have one in Jacksonville. A friend of mine, that I used to serve with, his cousin has a range out of Jacksonville, long-range precision range, and they run classes like twice a year. They have an intermediate course, and then they have an advanced course. So I need to see when they have their next intermediate course, when it's cool, because I don't do hot weather, and do that. And if not, if anybody knows how to get a hold of, I mean, I guess the easiest way is just contact him through DM. But I know he does that 1,000-meter or 1,000-yard challenge. So I know he gets a lot of DMs all the time. Texas Plinking to see where he might have learned from. Because I do need to head out west. So going to a long range course out there would be nice. So we'll see what happens. But I'm sorry for keeping y'all longer than what I needed to. Again, Arken Optics. I got throw levers for both optics. I got caps for them. I have the mounts, all that stuff. So I'm just gonna be playing around with it. And then the next video you see with them will be actually installed on the rifles to see how the rifles look with those. And then also footage from my precision course, whenever that is. Sometime, hopefully this fall. Yeah, hopefully sometime this fall, if not spring at the latest. All right, appreciate yourself, appreciate those you love, appreciate those that love you, and I will talk to you later. Peace.